Hello guys, welcome to sportsreview.com. I'm Natalie Wrights and we are now in week 19 of the Premier League. Week 19.
Yeah.
It's just going by so fast.
It is indeed.
Don't go. Ugh. Anyway, week 19, we're doing our rundown and giving our best bets for each of the matches. We've got Nigel Seeley and Double J. JJ is a winner to my left. Welcome, welcome.
Very, very happy with myself. Very pleased with myself, Natalie. Mm-hmm. I went 8 out of 10 last week on my predictions.
Yep.
I think I brought my return on investment up to about 4%. Yep. I'm still behind, though. Nigel in the lead, Mr. Big Nose. Welcome, Nigel. How are you, buddy?
I'm very well, mate. I think I had a good week as well. I think I got 7 or 8. But well, good to see you finally joined the party, JJ. So I'm glad to see you arriving. I'm glad to say that all the times you've been telling you're the best football handicapper in the world, you've actually shown it for once this last week. So let's hope, even a broken watch is right twice a day. So let's hope it's continued this week.
So it seems it's a fitting phrase for you, I have to say.
What's that?
The broken clock. Right is right twice.
Well,
I don't know.
Absolutely not. Really raising my game. I said I was a bit taking the piss before. I'm now there, flying away, and I will be top of the leaderboard by the end of the season. I guarantee it.
Well, you are competing with 2 other best in the industry.
Absolutely.
So you're in a tough competition. But Nigel, hang on a sec. Listen, Nigel's still in the lead. Nigel, you're doing very well. We all had a great week last week, actually, which was fantastic. Nigel, you are 13.1 units in profit, 111.5% ROI. That's incredible. I'm second. I'm 9.7 units in profit, 105.4% ROI. Yeah. And then JJ right behind there, 8.8. You're about 0.6. You're not 8.8. You had a stellar week. So congrats.
Well, that's it. The numbers will come through the system in the end. It'll be no disgrace to come, you guys to come second and third to me because I am the best handicapper in the world. I told you that. NFL and Premier League. NFL I've proven this season already. And the Premier League is just a job done. Right. It's going to happen. Let's get into it now. I've not got time to waste.
Yeah, and the most modest, by the way.
Yeah, humbly, modestly, and quietly gets into the front. Colin, that.
Hull versus Everton is the first match we're going to kick off. They play on Friday, the only match of tomorrow. Yep. Your boys, eh?
Yep,
stepping in up in gear, aren't they? Bet you're feeling a little bit proud there, little Evertonian.
Yeah, very, very happy with them. Yeah.
Yeah, they are climbing up the table. 7th right now. They beat Premier League winners, Leicester 2-0.
Yeah, the champions of England, didn't they?
Yeah, they beat them.
Yeah.
They beat them. And do you know what? I'm going for a straight Evertonian win. 1.91. Actually, 1.91. Currently, it's 2. That's 1.91 is with Pinnacle. We can get that 2 in other places. We're powered by Pinnacle, by the way.
Yeah, very good. What do you think, Santa's little helper? What do you think of that game?
I'm all over your boys, Everton. I think they've got a great chance. I mean, Hull, what we've seen already this season, and halfway through the season, Hull are the worst side in the Premier League. They will be playing the Championship next season. That's a certainty. And the big problem for Mike Phelan and his Tigers side is that they don't score goals. They failed to score in 4 of their last 5 matches against an Everton side who've got goals in them. Lukaku's absolutely flying. And I was really impressed with Everton at the weekend because they had a massive disappointment losing that last gasp winner against Liverpool in the Merseyside derby. And they bounced back with a brilliant performance to win 2-0 against Leicester. And they should have won by a lot more. And I think Everton are a great bet here at 2.0. Even if you have to take 1.91, take it. But I think Everton win, and I think they win it well.
Well, you're both talking a lot of sense now. I've got to say, you are as well. Nigel seems a lot more compos mentis this week as well. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. He had a great week last week, but I have to agree with you there, Nigel. Absolutely. I think that's a great price. We're very, very close to even money or even money at some places. That may come down by game time, so get that bet in. I think that's a winner.
Yeah, there we go. Full house, Evertonian win.
Family pot.
Burnley versus Sunderland. Burnley 2.45, draw 3.1, Sunderland 3.2. We were all on the Burnley bandwagon. A different animal at home. 6 wins, 0 road wins. Backing Burnley again to beat Sunderland 2.45. Can't argue with that. What are you going for?
Well, I'm going to take on that one. I'm taking Sunderland plus half a goal and getting 1.85. What are you on, Nige?
No, I'm not deserting Burnley. I mean, they've been a good friend to me already this season, and I've been backing them at home. I mean, they beat Crystal Palace. They won, obviously, last week as well when we spoke about them. And I think they're a different kettle of fish at home. Sunderland away from home are absolutely terrible. I was surprised. I mean, earlier in the week, when this first game went up, I looked on the betting exchanges, and you could back Burnley for this game at 3.2. which I just couldn't believe the price. It's gone down now to 2.45. They're still one of the most heavily backed teams in the Premier League. I make them a good 2.0, even money shot to win this match. And I think Burnley at 2.45, or even a little bit bigger if you shop around, is a fantastic bet.
That's just why you bet Burnley last week to win on their turf. Why the hell would you play Sunderland plus 0.5 when Sunderland are crap on the road? They're in 18th. They're fighting relegation. Burnley have 6 wins. You're playing that bet because you think it's going to be a draw.
Well,
you think it's going to be a draw?
Let me paint a picture for you here, Natalie. So you've got myself in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning with my 6 screens, my 2 beauty pageant award-winning assistants with me, making phone calls to all of the sports traders around the world, sometimes in different languages. Meanwhile, over the other side of the Atlantic, we've got Nigel in the betting office with his mate. Remember we had him on here last week?
Yeah.
Punting on the virtual horse racing. So who do you want to follow? Do you want to follow Nigel there on the virtual horse racing? Or do you want to follow Mr. Professional himself? And that's what I've been doing all week, all my research. And that's why I'm taking Sunderland plus half a goal,
So what's the
1.85.
JJ, you've given this. You're making out you're like this sort of multi-millionaire. Living up, you're living in your penthouse and all that kind of stuff.
He's
you
not
just
far wrong.
You just said you've done all your research. What research have you done? You haven't made one argument or one case for them.
Is that why?
What?
You're giving it all the big. You haven't made one just valid reason. Give me
I will
one
make a valid reason right now. It's a good question, very good question, Nigel. I appreciate that. What I'm saying is, this is not a pundit show, okay? I am a professional gambler, and you're not far wrong there, Nigel. But I don't live in a penthouse; I'm in a mansion. And what I'm doing is following all of the money movements. And by looking at the money movements from the syndicates in Asia, for example,
I think we should
that's
moving
why
on.
I am on Sunderland plus half a goal. I'll be doing the victory dance next week.
Burnley have been the most backed team all week this week. They've gone from 3.2 to 2.4. So whatever movie's talking about, I've got no idea.
I tell you what, Matt, I would do a PayPal bet with him, but he's not got a PayPal to do it, has he? I'll do a friendly bet, but we can't even do that. Moving on then, Nat, let's get into the next one. Yeah. I did go 8 out of 10 last week, by the way.
Yeah, and we did also very well, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Sunderland plus 0.5 there against
there
the
you
team.
go. Victory dance on the way.
6 home wins. Sunderland can barely even score on the road, but sure.
We'll see next week.
Moving on, Leicester versus West Ham. Leicester 2.15, draw 3.5, West Ham 3.6. All those odds with Pinnacle. Leicester will want to bounce back. Suffered a blow, obviously, losing to Everton. West Ham don't travel well. I'm not playing the outrights at all. I just have no confidence in Leicester. I am, however, playing both teams to score. That's my top tip there, 1.77. Nige.
Well, I mean, Leicester have just been a massive disappointment. I mean, I don't think any team has ever done what they've got to do. They couldn't get relegated after winning the Premier League title last season. Claudio Ranieri's another manager, I believe, who could be under a bit of pressure. They just can't be trusted. 2-0 defeat at Everton. Jamie Vardy suspended, obviously not getting goals without Jamie Vardy in the side. That puts me off the both teams to score market. Mahrez looks a totally different player from last year. He can't even get in the side. There's big problems at Leicester. And West Ham, after that terrible run of 6 matches without a win, but they did play all the top sides. You know, they've won their last 2 matches. They went to Swansea and won. They won at home to Hull, and they beat Burnley. I think they've won the last 3 games. And I think there's a little bit of resurgence at West Ham at the moment. I think West Ham go there with nothing to fear. I think the game will be good for West Ham. I think both teams will attack, and I think these open up. And I think West Ham gets over this one. I'm going West Ham plus a half a goal at around about 1.93. I just really want to take on Leicester at the moment. I think there's big problems there, and the side, all they care about is the Champions League coming back.
Well, someone's chomping here at the bits to put in his 5 cent
He's got back into reality. Well done, Nigel. I do agree with you there, but be a little bit more braver. Fortune favours a brave. Nigel's obviously a secret West Ham fan, or not so secret because he gets a free ticket. So he'd probably like this bet because I'm taking West Ham to win and I'm getting 3.7. I mean, I do agree with Nigel. All jokes aside, he's talking a lot of sense. You've got to take Leicester on. West Ham will go there with everything to play for, and they could win this game and put 2 past them. So I'm taking West Ham to win.
All right.
The other thing about West Ham as well, just one quick, they had a lot of injuries and all their players are coming back now.
Yeah.
Andy Carroll's back, makes the whole team tick. They could be a side to keep on your side in the next 2 weeks. I agree with JJ. I think they're a big price for this, but I think the draw could be a runner, but I want to take on Leicester.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And are you going to go watch this game, Nige?
I won't be watching it. No, I have to pay for that one because it's away from home.
It's an away match.
Oh,
He only
right.
gets it free when his manager of the club shop or something gets him the free tickets.
Manchester United versus Middlesbrough. Man United 1.3, draw 5.5, Middlesbrough 15. Must win for Manchester United, obviously. They're still in sixth. They can't seem to get out of there, but, Tottenham come from that fantastic Saints victory, which has put them up a few more points. They've got to win this. But Middlesbrough, who don't travel well, there's one thing that can be said about them is that they do not concede many goals on the road. They've only conceded 10, which is one of the best records. It's one of the least amount of goals.
Yeah.
I'm going to play Man United and the under 3.5 goals, 1.9. Not sure if Middlesbrough can score, but I think that Middlesbrough will keep the goal count down. Man United and under 3.5 goals, 1.9. That's the reason for my bet. What are you going for and why? I can see your bet there. There's nothing to say that they won't win 2-0. I'm just saying that they're not going to win past 3-0.
Wrong, and wrong. Goals. United are getting back into it. They have the best manager in the world, in my humble opinion, with Jose Mourinho. They're firing all cylinders. Zlatan is an absolute legend. They might put 3 or 4 past them, but I'll just take United minus 1.5 goals. They're absolutely going to obliterate them. What do you think, Nigel?
I agree with you, JJ. I really do. I think Man United are getting better and better as the weeks go on. They're unbeaten in their last 10 games. They weren't getting the results. Their performances were justified.
Yeah.
Mkhitaryan's playing absolutely out of his skin at the moment. He looks a brilliant buy for them. And he could turn out to be the best buy. It's all about Ibrahimovic obviously doing really well, the goals, but Pogba and all the other big money side. Mkhitaryan could be the steal of the lot. I think they're a side that you want to keep on your side. They will beat a team very shortly by a lot of goals. They won 4-1 last time out. They could put 5 or 6 past the team very shortly. And they're a side I want to get with now for the second half of the season. And I think they start with a very convincing win against Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Win to 0 maybe. But definitely my best bet is Man United minus 1.5 as well, JJ.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah, also as well, side bet is Zlatan to be anytime goal scorer. I think it's some value. I think it's about 1.8, 1.9, something like that. A lot of people are jumping on that bet.
And the thing is as well, Nat, they were having a lot of bad luck, weren't they? And they were getting very close and they had a lot of decisions go against them. It all turns around a bit like my record. When you keep doing the right things, things will happen. And Nigel's talking a lot of sense there. They are going to come out and they're going to destroy a team by 5 or 6 goals. And I think it may be Middlesbrough. But they're going to do them by at least 2. That one's in the bank.
All right. Swansea versus Bournemouth. Both teams in poor form, but something that definitely can be said about this match is Swan's leaky defence. They have conceded the most amount of goals. 41 they've conceded.
It's shocking,
20
isn't it?
at home. It is pretty crazy. But it does often mean that we're going to see goals in this match. I'm predicting goals. It's not all bad. Bournemouth 2.62, Swansea 3, draw 3.5. All those odds with Pinnacle. I like the over 2.5 goals. I like both teams to score. What are you going for?
Well, first of all, it's a bit sad there with Mr. Bradley, first American manager in the Premier League. I really was rooting for him, but he just didn't get the job done. What do you think about the response from the team in this game there, Nige?
Well, they're not a bad side, Swansea. They're not a bad team, but their club's been running turmoil. 3 different managers in the last year. Bradley was a bad appointment. And I said to you a few weeks ago that they needed to get someone in to change their season around. And I still think that man could be, what I'm hearing here, Ryan Giggs I think is a big runner. But it's a big risk to take Ryan Giggs because obviously he's unproven with 19 games to go to keep the side in the Premier League. And the other man I'm hearing, you've got to remember that Swansea, the other man I'm hearing is Harry Redknapp. He's been back from 25 to 1 down to 5 today. So I
like Harry.
I think Harry could. That's the way they are in the season. They need someone with a big character to come in and turn it around. This game's too late for them. I think it's a game to avoid like the plague. I wouldn't have a bet on the match itself. I do think goals are definitely on the menu. I think both teams to score is my official bet in here, 1.62. It's very short, but you just can't look against goals in the game. But on the match outcome, you don't know how well the players. Did they really buy into Bradley? Did they really want him in charge? Will they put in a performance? It's very different if we get a manager in charge before them. But I think we might we'll just have a watch of this game, not really get too heavily involved. But I think at the stage of the season, they need someone with a proven Premier League experience to get them out. Harry Redknapp is sitting there, and I think Harry Redknapp might be a call for this job.
What price did you say Harry Redknapp is at the moment, Nige?
I think it was 25 to 1 yesterday. I think he's been backed into about 6 or 7 to 1 today.
Wow.
he's definitely going to be on the shortlist. I mean, the Welsh manager, Chris Coleman's the favourite, along with Paul Clement, the former Derby manager. I can't see that happening. Then you've got Ryan Giggs, and I think Ryan Giggs was always the main candidate there. But it's a big, big risk with Premier League survival to take a rookie manager. So you need someone who's going to know what he's doing. I mean, you just saw Crystal Palace bring in Sam Allardyce, a perfect appointment for someone like that. Swansea like to play a good attacking football. Harry Redknapp's ideal for the job, I think, to the end of the season. Keep him up and then maybe bring in Ryan Giggs. Or bring Ryan Giggs into work with Harry Redknapp. But I think that gamble looks justified to me. I think Harry Redknapp could be worth a couple of quid for this job. Well,
back to the game. Thanks for that in-depth analysis there, Nige. I'm going to take a draw on this one now. I think both teams be happy with a point. I don't know if we're going to see goals, but I do foresee a draw, and that's what I'm taking. And I'm getting on that, but I can't even see it. Where am I? Where is it? 3.40. You haven't highlighted it this week, Nat.
So you're a little like secretary. Well,
it's not highlighted. That's why I was a little bit lost for words for a second there.
No, but I like the draw actually.
Yeah.
I think it's got a good chance of becoming a draw. Okay, Chelsea versus Stoke. Chelsea strength to strength. I think it's like 12 wins in a row now. They really are on fire. Last week they were 1.8 to win the Premier League. They're now 1.73.
Yeah,
those odds, they are on fire. Obviously they had 3 matches where they won 1-0. Then they come from their 3-0 win. My bet was Chelsea in the under 3.5 last week. It is the same this week, 2.05.
Well, on to you, Nigel. What do you reckon?
I mean, Chelsea just defensively so strong, aren't they? I mean, what they're doing is they're doing typical Conte, exactly the same what he did at Juventus. He had the best back three in European football there at Juventus, and they're just doing it because they're not going to concede. And I think the bet that you just have to keep having when Chelsea are playing these mid-table Premier League sides is Chelsea to win to 0. I mean, you get there like 1.3 to win the game, but you can get 2.0 or 2.1. Last week, that was my official play. Last week it happened. It's happened in 10 of their 12 wins they've won to 0. They just don't concede goals.
No.
And I think the win to 0 here is a great bet. I like Natalie's back there as well because when you back those, you really don't want the underdog scoring. I just can't see the underdog scoring at all. I still think they're a bit of value low to take them on in the Premier League title. I don't think there's a 1.7 chance. Right. Two injuries. This team are in trouble. But I think they'll win this game. I think they'll win it to 0 and take a comfortable 3 points.
Well, I mean, they're doing great, aren't they? They're very, very clinical. Stoke are quite difficult to break down, though. And I believe that Chelsea will nick this by 1 goal. And that's why I'm taking Stoke +2. And I'm getting 1.82. So for me to lose my money, they've got to lose by 3. I don't see them putting 3 past them. They could do. I'm not saying that. But they might just nick this game 1-0, shut up shop, take the 3 points, and that'll be enough. And that means I'll be a winner again.
Okay.
Moving on.
Like you're a little like, and I shut sharp, and you're a little like thing. Okay. Liverpool versus Manchester City. What a match. I'm very much looking forward to this one. I think sometimes when you have 2 big teams, they cancel each other out. I think in this match, I think we are going to see goals. I think we're going to see it from both sides. Both teams to score is low, 1.56. Over is low, 1.6. But I'm going to stick them both together there for a little bit of extra value, and I get that for 1.9, over 2.5 goals, and both teams to score.
Not a bad bet. What do you reckon, Nigel?
Well, this is all about goals. I mean, I agree with Natty completely in this game. I don't think you can really have a strong opinion on who to back for the match because I think they're both very, very similar. And the other thing is, I wouldn't back a draw here because a draw is a disaster result. I think they're both of these sides already at the halfway stage. It's a must-win match to keep on the coattails of Chelsea. Whoever wins this game emerges the main contenders behind Chelsea for the Premier League title. So they've both got to go out for the win. Both of them have got 2 of the best attacking players in the division, and both of them have 2 very dodgy defences. So this really could be anything. I mean, I looked at over 3.5 goals. I looked at over 4.5 goals. In my written article, I actually tipped those kind of markets here. But I think you've got to concentrate on goals. I know it's short, but both teams to score here just looks a certainty to me.
Well, there might be goals. It could be a goal fest. But I'm telling you now, Man City are going to do a number on Liverpool. It's going to upset the Liverpool fans. They're very vocal. They're very vocal on social media as well. And what's going to happen here, I believe City get the job done. And I'm getting a whopping 3.10.
Everyone I've spoken to
because they let goals in. They let goals in.
But
But Liverpool let goals in. The defence is shaky. I mean, City could put 3 or 4 past them. Okay, Liverpool can score goals, but they let goals in. And I believe that City've got their number, and they do them. They might do them by 2 goals. I'll just take them to win, and I'm getting 3.10. It's really like free money from the bookies. Thank you very much.
Do you know, everybody I've spoken to said Liverpool. I knew. You know, when I was like doing this film, I just knew. You just go for like the opposite of everybody else.
Well, what I do
I just knew that that's what you were going to go for.
I'm glad you've said that, because what I do is I bet like a bookie. So all of you guys are going to be laying all your money. All my friends and me will take all of your money. I bet like a bookie, and that's why I'm taking Manchester City. They will get the job done. Mark my words.
Okay. Southampton versus West Brom. Now, let's have a look at the odds. Southampton 1.75, draw 3.7, West Brom 5.5. All those odds with Pinnacle, powered by Pinnacle. Saints will be keen to bounce back from their 4-1 Tottenham loss, won't they? The question is will it be in this match? West Brom can cause problems. I have to say, this is my only no bet.
No bet?
Of all the 10.
I thought you liked West Brom. We're all on the West Brom bandwagon, aren't we?
Yeah, but I'm just Saints at home. I don't know. I just think that this could. I was sort of liking the under 2.5 goals, but that was the bet that I played when Saints played Tottenham. And
I think the Saints are grossly overrated. Tottenham did a right number on them, and I'm taking on this one. West Brom's a good side. They're well managed. They've got some very underrated players that Nigel will tell you all about in a minute. West Brom plus 1 goal is a gift from the gambling gods, and you're getting close to even money. You're getting 1.90. What do you reckon of that pick, Nigel?
I wouldn't mind that. I don't mind that at all, really. I think we've spoken so many times about West Brom, what a good side they are, very underrated. Southampton has seen that I can't get right this season. Every time I oppose them, they win. Every time I get with them, they lose. I just can't suss them out. Big blow for them is no Charlie Austin. The goals seem to dry up without Charlie Austin. He scores a huge proportion of their goals. Jay Rodriguez has come back to some form, quality player as well. But this could be 0-0 or it could be 3-3. I just really don't know. And like Natalie, this is the only game I've chosen not to have a bet on. I'm no bet for me on this one. But I can see where you're coming from, JJ. 1 goal, West Brom looks a good bet for me. Yeah. But I just can't call Southampton games right this season.
Same. No, I'm the same actually as well.
Do you know what I forgot to let you in on a little secret. Do you know I'm going 10 out of 10 this week, right? I did say it. I do have at least...
The Sunderland bet will let you down. I'm telling you that now. Burnley versus Sunderland.
And the Man City.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you all now. You all laugh. I am telling you now, Natalie, at least twice a season in the Premier League. Last year I did it 3 times. At least twice a season over the last 5 years, I go 10 out of 10. And this week, I absolutely love it, and I'm going to go 10 out of 10. So stick with me, and we'll take West Brom plus 1 goal, and that will give me 8 wins. Only 2 more I've got to get.
Yeah, but that one will help you. I
will go 10 out of 10. I don't encourage people to do stupid accumulator bets, but if you want to just do a £5 accumulator bets on my 10 out of 10 every week, you will make some money because I will hit 1 or 2 every year.
The problem is
like a broken clock.
The problem is he went 10 out of 10 twice last season, but he went 0 out of 10 15 times.
You're talking an absolute load of nonsense there. We'll see that when the end of the season comes and we see me there at the top of the leaderboard. Moving on now.
Watford versus Tottenham now. Tottenham 1.7, draw 3.8, Watford 5.5. Problem with Tottenham sort of seems like, first of all, maybe drawn to the Tottenham price or on paper. They don't travel so well. Only 3 road wins, I'm afraid, compared to their 7 home wins. And Watford are quite strong at home, recently beating your boys. 3-2. Yeah. So, do you know, I'm staying away from the outrights on this one. I'm just going to take both teams to score.
You're leaving money on the table there, Nat. I'm telling you now. What do you reckon, Nigel? Are you leaving money on the table as well? What do you think?
Well, I watched Watford play last week against Crystal Palace, and for the first 35 minutes, they were absolutely dreadful. How Crystal Palace were 2 or 3-0. They were awful. Crystal Palace missed the penalty to make it 2-0. They don't know the best team at the moment. They've got no goals in them. Troy Deeney was dropped, the captain and top goal scorer. And I think Tottenham here at 1.72 are a massive price. I don't usually like backing odds on the ways in the Premier League. I think it's a bad recipe for punting. But I think the gulf now between the top 6 teams in the Premier League and the rest is huge. You've only got to look at the points difference between Manchester United in 6th and whoever's in 7th. It's a huge gulf now. And I think if you get 1.7 and 1.9s now about these kind of sides away from home, I think it's great value because I think Tottenham go there. And I think if Watford play anywhere near like they did, this will be an embarrassing for them.
Yeah, but it's a must-win, though, isn't it, as well? They can't drop. Manchester United are keeping their fingers crossed for them to lose a point.
And they showed a lot of character in that league, didn't they? They went 1-0 down the other day. They came back with a 4-1. I mean, I think they're a very, very good side. I think they're very, very well managed. I do agree. Nigel's talking a lot of sense there by backing odds-ons away in the Premier League because anyone can beat anyone. But, you've got to go with the momentum here. And I think they could put 2 or 3 past them. Watford, at times, can be shocking. Nigel's bang on the money there. And I think this is great. Tottenham -1. I'm going to get a little bit better than Nigel's. I'm going to get 1.875.
Okay,
I like the bet a lot, Johnny.
Pardon?
I like that bet a lot, mate.
See, yeah.
You two, brothers in arms. Finally, after week 19,
turn him around. He's not doing the
friends.
Captain Obvious play because normally, like I said, he's in the book. He's watching the virtual horse racing and he picks up the coupon, does a few Captain Obvious plays, takes a photo and sends it to you. Whereas I'm up all the time working, analysing and doing everything. But he's getting there. I've got to say, he's getting a bit more professional.
I'd say it was the other way around, actually.
Moving on, that.
Arsenal versus Crystal Palace is the last match we're previewing in our rundown here, playing on Sunday. Arsenal 1.33. How do you know what your tip is?
As I read it before you carried on.
Draw 5.5 and Crystal Palace 11. Obviously, Arsenal got back to their winning ways, beating West Brom 1-0. Now, I have to say, I was a bit stuck for this match, and I was almost going to call this a no bet because I couldn't find any value. But I do a best bets across Europe in the morning, and everybody was going for both teams to score. So I'm playing both teams to score here based on how confident I am with my guests that come on. 1.95, both teams to score.
What do you think, Nigel? Top of the leaderboard. I'll leave it. Yeah, you go first.
Well, I mean, Arsenal always tend to concede, so I can see where you're coming from that. But the thing is, they tend to score a lot against these lesser sides. I mean, they never lose at Emirates against the bottom sides. They always seem to beat them well. I think Palace, they're going to be a lot harder to beat now. Obviously, Sam Allardyce has worked with them for a full week, so defensively they're going to be much more well organised. And they were showing signs of a little bit of improvement against Watford, but they never finished the job off. And that's a big concern. I think Arsenal get something from this. I think they win the game. I think they win the game by at least 2 goals, maybe 3-1, something like that. I'm going for Arsenal -1.5. I just can't see any way that Arsenal don't win this game. I think they've got goal threat from everywhere. And Crystal Palace defensively have been atrocious. I think they average something like 2.7 goals per game this season in the Premier League. Mm-hmm. And however Sam Allardyce has been there for a week, we know they're going to be a lot stronger. But against this Arsenal side, rampant forward line, I think Arsenal -1.5 to bet.
All right, go on, Mr. Clipboard Thrower.
I couldn't put it better myself. That's what I've got down there. -1.5. I think they're too strong for them. They will be a little bit better organised. Crystal Palace fans will be hoping. But I just see Arsenal winning by 2 goals all day long. Totally agree with Nigel. Taking them -1.5 goals.
Do you know, guys, like watching, I sort out JJ's of bets here, so I know kind of what they're both going for. I was quite shocked, actually, to see how much your bets were the same. I was like, these boys are going to love this when they start talking about it. Here you go, all shocked that maybe your bets might win.
Absolutely not. All jokes aside, I scored a double hat-trick and a goal the other day as well. That's 7 goals, by the way, Nigel.
What's this in?
Well, I've got him in a new team now.
This is his 5-a-side. Is this your 5-a-side?
Yeah, in a 5-a-side team. You wouldn't believe the balls on this guy. They only turned up with 3 players, this team. We have 5 plus we got 3 subs, you know. Then he said, can I have a couple of your players? I said, absolutely not. We're here to win. I said, do we look like we're just here for a game? We got nice yellow tops on. JJ's a winner on the front of them. We mean business. And we won 39-4 and I scored 7 goals. We're absolutely loving it.
7 goals against 3 players.
Yeah, we hammer them.
You're boasting about it.
We're boasting. We're going to win the league.
3 players. I bet you. The other thing you didn't tell, they're probably 6 years of age.
Yeah.
We're going to win the league, Nigel. There's 18 divisions. We're in the 18th division, but I got a couple of ringers in the team. We're absolutely dynamite.
What do you play this in La Sabana?
Well, I'm the captain, owner, and the manager, and the striker. Loving it.
Okay, I don't know.
You have to come down and watch me. It's great.
I will.
got
I
to
give
see
me
a
your
video of
cheerleader.
that.
Yeah, we got a nice yellow. It cost me quite a few quid getting all the equipment together, but it's great.
How do you fit JJ as a winner around here?
I'll have to show you. I'll wear it next.
JJ.
I'll wear it on the next show.
Yeah, do.
But more importantly, I'm going 10 out of 10 this week. Take that to the bank.
All right, there we go, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Oh, and
once
Happy
again,
New Year.
Happy New Year as well.
Yeah, Happy New Year to everyone that watches us as well. And Happy New Year to you, Nige.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Nigel, and both of you.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, both of you. Thank you so much for all your bets. This is the end, the last rundown we're doing this year. So I'll see you in 2017.
2017 indeed. Bring it on.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.